Joining me now from Lubbock, Texas, at the NWS office there in Lubbock is meteorologist Joe Merchant. Joe, thank you so much for spending some time with us today.
No problem. Happy to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell me a little bit about, I know we were under elevated fire danger for you guys yesterday. No problems yesterday, and no problems really so far today, correct?
So far, we're looking pretty good. This afternoon, we're about to get past our normal temperature, our normal high for this time of year. We're about to exceed that this afternoon. And as you said, we're forecasting a record high, a record daily high of 88 today, and that will break the record of 86 back in 1935. So we've got some strong winds with some increased temperatures, and we're going to be very dry today. So we are concerned, but so far so good.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you were telling me kind of off the record, and I found this really interesting. You have very high fuels in place today. So, and you were kind of telling me what that meant. You had very kind of a rainy pattern last spring and into the summer. So you have a lot of that growth that's just kind of sitting there. And so that's going to be an added concern for possibly any sparks that could fire today.
Sure. With all the rainfall last summer, or last spring and summer, and then we had a pretty good blizzard here over the winter as well. And so now all the grass that was on top is sitting there, and it's just fuel for waiting for a fire to come and ignite it. And it moves very quickly. It's very light, and it's lifted up quickly, and it can spread pretty rapidly. And so that's one of our concerns today. We have winds right now that are forecasted to be about 25 miles per hour and gust up to 40 out of the west. And then we're expecting to see our relative humidities drop well below 15%. So we have a red flag warning that's valid until 9 p.m. tonight across the area. And then tomorrow is also a concern for us. Tomorrow's pattern is a pretty good setup for what can lead to large, or can traditionally lead to large fires or large fires across our area. So once we get through tomorrow, we're hoping to see the threat sort of taper off.
Yeah, certainly. So I got about 20 seconds left for you here, Joe. Just tell me really quickly what our viewers can do if they spot a fire. I know this is a very desolate area, possibly a number to call to report that. I know you guys are watching the visible satellite, but also what to avoid today.
Well, sure. So you can obviously call 911 if you see any type of fire spreading as you're driving along. And I'd say the biggest concern, or one of the best ways to start one, is by throwing your cigarettes out your window when you're done with them as you're driving along. Shouldn't be smoking anyway, but if you do, please don't throw them out your window today, because you could start a much bigger problem than you thought you were.
Absolutely. I'm so glad that you gave a little credence to that as well, because we do see that problem quite a bit. Joe, thank you so much for being with us today, and we hope to check back in with you and hope today warrants no fires, but thank you for spending some time with us.
Same here, and be concerned about tomorrow too.
All right, absolutely, Joe. That was Joe Merchant, meteorologist from the NWS office there at Lubbock, Texas.